Hello again, folks. Now, before I move on to the main point of my video, I just want to thank all of you who have signed and shared the petition in regards to the Gurkha predicament, in the hope that we can rectify this grave injustice by the government, where it currently stands that Gurkha soldiers who retire after their full time in service get a less of a pension than other British soldiers. So since my video yesterday morning, 20,000 of you have signed and shared. Obviously, it's not all down to my video, but it helps that we all talk about it, share, sign it. So hopefully we are nearer that mark of 100,000 signatories, where the issue will be brought up in Parliament and something will be done. I very much highly doubt it, knowing our unscrupulous members of Parliament and how they behave and how they see the plight of normal people. This petition will probably get to Parliament. They'll talk about it for 5 minutes and then go on about how they need a bigger pay rise themselves. And then they'll vote themselves an extra 50% pay rise or something daft like that. That's what MPs do these days, folks. They don't represent us anymore. So there we go. Please keep sharing and signing this petition to help the Gurkha soldiers out. It's the least we can do to people who serve our country. Now then, the main point of this video is to talk about Robin. Now, Robin is the sidekick of Batman. And I've chosen to talk about it because A, it's my channel. And for some reason, there are always people in the comment section of my channel who think they can dictate to me what I should and shouldn't be talking about. Well, my answer is this. If you believe so passionately in something, create your own channel and talk about it on there. It's that simple. Now, if you're too scared to put your face and your name on a YouTube channel, have a made-up name. And you don't have to show your face. Obviously, because of the Marxists on social media who like to dox people and get them sacked simply for having the wrong opinion, then you can be anonymous. You can have your voice on the internet, on YouTube, speak about whatever you want without fear of repercussions from Antifa, Black Lives Matter, Marxists, next-door neighbour Snoopy types, and people who like to cause trouble. Now, I show my face on here because I'm in a relatively safe position, because I have an army pension and I work for the father-in-law, basically, so I'm quite safe. And it doesn't mean either that just because you don't show your face, you don't have the courage of your convictions. As long as you know what's right, you have morals, and you believe you have a right to an opinion, then just bloody do it. Anyway, back to Batman and Robin. So the writers of DC Comics, DC being Detective Comics, have decided that the current Robin should be gay, and he's going to come out and tell everyone he's a homosexual. Now, my initial reaction to this was, yeah, fine, why not? Comics are basically fiction. Whoever comes up with a comic book character can do whatever the hell they want to it. And because comic books are big business now, the creators of these characters and these comics need to hold on to the attention of their fan base, the people who read their comics and who go to Comic Cons, watch the movies and keep the money coming in. Again, at the end of the day, comics are a business. And of course, gay people live amongst us, they exist. So why not have a gay or lesbian, whatever, superhero? They are part of society, they're your neighbours, they're your boss, they're your employees. It's just something, get over it, all right? I know it's a cliche, a left-wing cliche. I'm not lefty, obviously, but fuck me. Gay people are not perverted degenerates like some extremist groups will lead you to believe. Now, obviously, I think their gay pride event doesn't do them any favours whatsoever. This is my opinion. Right, I think a gay pride march or whatever should see gay and lesbian, bisexual, whatever you identify as people, marching down a street just as normal people do, wearing normal clothes. They don't have to be wearing leather straps, whips, dildos hanging all over them, twerking against each other like they're getting high on some sort of satanic cult parade. And I think that's the kind of thing that puts people off and then just feeds homophobia. And you certainly don't need British cops marching down with you, with bells and whistles on, with rainbow paint on their faces, while calling innocent bystanders homophobes for no reason whatsoever. This kind of militant shit doesn't work, all right? It just makes people hate you. I mean, look at the Black Lives Matter and Antifa riots. If they didn't riot, if they walked peacefully with a banner and made some respectable speeches, people would take notice, and they certainly wouldn't feed into racism and breed more extremists and push people into the far right. But no, they have to go all militant. And that's what's happened to this Robin character being made into a bisexual gay person. I mean, it's been lauded as some sort of historic event. I mean, quite frankly, I don't understand what's historic about a man changing his mind and now prefers cock instead of a bit of skirt. I mean, so what? I mean, when I watched the old Batman 1960s series, when I was a kid growing up in the 80s, and back then I understood what being gay was. And I never once imagined or thought that Robin or Robin just being friends with a guy was anything to do with a secret gay relationship. It was a multimillionaire who took in an orphaned kid, revealed to him that he was Batman, a superhero that fights crime at night, and then that kid wants to join him, and that's it. It was innocent crime-fighting fun. I mean, this tweet says it all, really. Judging by the rainbow flag on Neb's account, he says, or she says, or they say, whatever this person identifies at, or object. My God, I got to be so careful. Tim Drake finally comes out. It's so inspiring. DC never wanted a queer Robin, but after years and years of campaigning from writers and fans, it finally happened. So there we go. This is why I changed my mind. It wasn't the writers and the artists at Detective Comics that thought, oh, let's turn let's turn Robin into a gay character. They have turned Robin into a gay or bisexual character because of pressure from militants. And I have no doubt in my mind it's these militants who will then use Robin as some sort of symbol for their militancy and to push for political change. And like I've said before, the extreme elements of the LGBT community, etc., have been taken over by Marxists who are using them as a tool to destroy the West. And it just trickles down, folks. So Marxism, LGBT extremists, and LGBT extremists putting pressure on comic books to take over a character and using that character as some sort of tool. And that's how it works. That's how it happens, folks. If you want to understand this a bit more, then please, I urge you to look up a guy called Yuri Bezmenov on YouTube, and he explains the whole lot. It's all about weakening a society. Now, I'm not saying that having LGBT people in society weakens it. That's not the case at all. But it's using extremists within a society to push for their agenda. And if you didn't know, DC and Marvel are two different comic universes, if you want to call them, in the modern sense, but they're different companies, different comics, different superheroes. I mean, if you don't know the difference, then DC has Batman, The Flash, Superman, Wonder Woman, etc., and Marvel has all the Marvel films. They're all owned by Marvel. Anyway, a few months ago in March, Marvel had a gay Captain America come out just for Pride Month. Now, please, I just want to reiterate, just because I'm speaking out against the use of these characters and the hijacking of these comics, and comics are basically, and I don't feel any shame in saying this, they are a white Western culture thing. There is such a thing as white Western culture. It exists. It's not racist or extremist to say it, but they exist. White Western people do have a white Western culture, believe it or not. Just like everyone and everything else has a culture. But for some reason, white Western culture and acknowledging its existence is wrong to say, and it's an extremist, Nazi, fascist thing to say, which is fucking ridiculous. But that's what's happening. That's what I believe is happening. It's a slow weakening of our society, our culture, in order to prepare for an easy change, shall we say. Anyway, that's my opinion. Hope you like. Please comment, share, subscribe. And if you like what I do, if you like what I say, if you agree with what I do and say, and if you support free speech, then please, you can buy me a beer. The link is down below. By buying me a beer, you are giving a middle finger to the hipsters in YouTube and Google who have demonetized my channel because they don't like what I say. And to everyone who's already bought me a beer and supported this channel, thank you very, very much. Your support is greatly appreciated. Right, that's me. I'm off. Please remember to sign and share that Gurkha petition. The link to that is also down below. And until my next video, Roger Trout.